The noodles you check, soba noodles.
Hare Krishna. So today we'll see the same shloka as yesterday and with a little bit more details about the purport. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणे. So yesterday we saw this shloka 3.42. So Karma Yoga and Krishna explaining to Arjuna about the lust and how to conquer the lust or how to overcome this problem which Buddhi Nashanam, which finishes our intelligence or destroys our intelligence. So here, let's start the shloka once and then we'll see the little bit more details today. Indriyani paranyahur.
Indriyani paranyahu.
Indriyani paranyaho
Indriyebhya param manaha.
indriyebhya param manaha
Manastu para buddhir.
manasastu para buddhir
Yo buddhe paratastu sa.
yo buddhe paratastu saha.
So the working senses are superior to dull matter and mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind and the soul, the soul is even higher than the intelligence. So we'll take some part of the purport as we discussed yesterday for today. So purport, the senses are different outlets of activities of lust. And lust is reserved within body, but it is given vent through senses. Therefore, the senses are superior to the body as a whole. These outlets are not in use when there is superior consciousness or Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, the soul makes direct connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the hierarchy of bodily functions as described here ultimately ends in the Supreme Soul. Bodily action means functions of the senses, and stopping the senses means stopping all bodily actions. So, this is the first part. Indriyani parani ahu. The second part is Indriyebhya param manaha. So the next part of the purport is but since the mind is active, then even though the body may be silent or at rest, the mind will act as it does during dreaming. So this is the second part. So if okay, we can see till here today. Okay. So like yesterday we let me share one very interesting analogy that if you remember this, then becomes easy. Is visible?
Yes.
Okay. So, Goswami, they give this analogy how the senses, mind, character, and the soul are connected. So actually here picture is little bit different. So actually I will tell you. But I will let you know. Okay. So if you see this chariot, these horses are there. I am not able to remove this. So this mind, okay. So the reins of the horses, right? The ropes that are in the hand, that is actually mind. Okay, not the charioteer. Charioteer is the intelligence, basically. And the person sitting in the chariot is the soul. Okay. So if you see these horses, they are the senses. So sight, hear, smell, touch, taste. So eyes, ear, nose, skin, and mouth. So these are the organs or senses through which we connect to all these objects. So we hear something, we see something, we smell something, we touch something, and we taste something. So this is done by the senses. Senses are eyes, ear, nose, skin, and mouth. So these are the senses. So the first part of the shloka says that senses are the outlets of the lust. Yes, yes. Wait. Resume share. Okay. So the senses are the outlets of the activities of lust. So we saw what is lust. Lust are the different desires that we have. And the desires come out as when they are satisfied or not satisfied, that becomes lust. Uh, and that is when lust covers our mind intelligence, then it bewilders our activities, and the intelligence, which is the charioteer, is supposed to actually drive the horses with the help of the reins in proper direction. But if the reins and the chariot driver, they both just follow the horses, then the horses will take the chariot anywhere they want, right? Uh, so here the analogy, that example we saw, just to have the image clear in the our mind, that how all this is related to each other. So when the senses try to see something, or senses try to test something, or they try to hear something, or they want to smell something, they want to touch something, so that is the action done by the senses. So if eyes want to see something and they see something, they are doing the activity. So here, uh, uh, so here we see that the outlets or the activities of lust. So when we have some desires to eat something, we use our mouth to eat. If we have desire to hear something, some particular music, we hear with if we want to see something, see with eyes. So these are the outlets, means through this the lust operates. So the lust operates through these senses. Uh, that's why the senses, the body as such, if it is just lying down, it's inactive. Even if you are awake, but if your senses, if you keep your eyes closed and don't hear some anything, then the body is inactive, as good as inactive, and it will be not doing any activity for the lust or desire. But as soon as we become uh, active, the senses start operating. So that's why Krishna always says that buddhiman, an intelligent person knows that always the senses are active, and he's aloof from them. So the chariot driver is sitting in the chariot, and the senses, like the horses, they are active. They are taking the chariot everywhere, right? So similarly, our senses are also active, and through this we interact with the sense objects. So object is, say, I want to see a movie, or I want to see a beautiful waterfall or anything. So that is object, and eyes want to see it. So eyes are seeing the waterfall. The waterfall becomes the sense object, and eyes are the sense. So by this, we interact with this material world and the outside world, and uh, through our desires and through these senses, we connect with objects, and then we see the objects. So if I see a waterfall, for example, and I have seen waterfall before also, so I have image of waterfalls in my mind for last so many lifetimes. And if I think that, okay, by seeing the waterfall I get good energy, so then some days when I am feeling down, I will have a wish, oh, I want to see some waterfall, or I want to go into mountains, then I will feel good. So as soon as this desire or this thought comes, to satisfy this, we take some action. Okay, we plan we plan to go outside where there is waterfall, and we go and we see. So according to our desire, we do the action. Mm. And then we try to fulfill our desire, that is lust. So the senses are superior to the sense objects, because the sense objects are lying at their place, or they are alive also, alive sense object also there, but till they come in the contact with the senses, they are not utilized, because the senses are more powerful than the sense objects. So once the senses become active, so if I want to see the waterfall, I go and see the waterfall, then the signal goes from my eyes to the mind that, oh, I have seen the waterfall. So mind has the image. Waterfall is good or bad. So I see it and then I judge. The intelligence will judge, oh, this is good. And then I get some feeling, or something is good. And when I get that feeling, oh, this waterfall is very good, then that good feeling is also type of desire that I wanted to have. So the mind says, oh, this is beautiful. And intelligence also thinks, oh, this is good. This is what I wanted. So this is the chain of actions that happens. And all this starts with the senses. So senses are the starting point. So if the senses control our course of action, then they can take you in any direction. So if the horses are not in control, then the chariot can go anywhere. If the charioteer, who is the intelligence, cannot operate the horses properly, then chariot will go anywhere. So that chariot is the body. So our body, if we don't operate by the intelligence, the senses will drive it. And that is the problem that Krishna was saying, that your senses will make you do the activities that you don't want to do. So today we have seen like the senses, how they operate, and how the mind is the center of the activity by uh, creating a situation that based on the past images that we have uh, to desire something. And the intelligence helps the mind. I want to see the waterfall, so let us plan some trip, take the car and go. So that is what intelligence is doing, to take the decisions and providing the mind with the ideas. So I think today we will stop here for mind and senses and the mind. And tomorrow we will connect it to above hierarchy, that is intelligence. Okay.
If we can see some practical example, like in Gotemba, there is outlet, right? The different brand companies outlet. So can you compare this with our senses, like whatever we read today?
It cannot be directly compared with our senses, but say a company, Gap. Gap is a company. Okay, so Gap as a company, they want to sell. So what they have done, okay, in Gotemba there are shops available. So Gap, what they will do, they will take buy one shop and keep all the things there. So that becomes the outlet of the gap where people can come. So by that shop, they are active in that area. Okay, so if you take gap as a body, then that outlet is the senses of uh, gap company. Because we go there, we sell, and they get money. So they take the profit, then it goes to them. So that is their outlet through which they are earning the money, because that is their business. And we want to buy the shops, we want to buy some clothes of Gap company, so we go there for our desires.
Mm.
Any other examples that anyone
Can
can
you explain this
share?
lust is the result within the body, but it is given when through the senses.
Yeah, so I was explaining that the desires are there in the body, stored in the body,
In the
in the
mind.
mind. And so to fulfill the desires, the mind will use the senses to fulfill the desire. So mind wants to enjoy something, it will use the senses. So because mind is the king of the senses or master of the senses. And intelligence, if not controlled properly, it will help mind to do whatever mind wants to do. Any other points or examples that anyone wants?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. हरे कृष्णा आवाज नहीं जा रही है हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
आवाज आ रहा है क्या
Yes, yes. Somehow this laptop, but I can hear.
I was thinking regarding the uh, food food example wherein
Mm-hmm.
like if some food is there like if it's kept in the dining table
Mm-hmm.
if I was thinking regarding the senses so
Mm-hmm.
many times it happens that even if we don't want to eat but just by looking at that we feel like eating it so that is because our senses are not in control right
Or the food that is kept on the table,
yeah
we have tasted it sometimes.
yes
Okay, so just by seeing that food, we automatically simulate that if I eat this, I will feel good. Okay.
and many times it happens that our there is no food kept in the dining table but in our mind we are feeling like we have a urge to eat something
Yeah.
then that time also because of our senses are not in control so we feel like we should have that and then we go there and then we take it like you were giving example yesterday I think
Right, right, right. Sometimes it also happens that there are some sweets that we like and we should eat only two sweets, but we cannot control the senses. So I like the taste so much that instead of eating two, I eat 10. That's uncontrollable desire.
okay actually so Prabhuji this thing happens with me with regarding the junk food so what should be done for this it's
Junk
really
food.
uncontrollable for me like regarding the junk food and all
That's why the junk food is made like that. That you will not be able to control. So
how to avoid it then
yeah, junk food is not good. You should know. We all know, right? But
yeah
we cannot control. So Krishna says in chapter 5th, right, that the things that you enjoy in this world are the gateways of misery. So a buddhiman, a person who has buddhi, intelligence, he knows this and he avoids that. Okay, so
that it's not good for our health, but
And
still we eat.
no, it's not only that it's not good for our health. He knows that it is a source of misery for future.
Hmm.
So the buddhiman or intelligent person avoids it. But yes, the junk food is not good, but it is not good when you eat uncontrollable. Okay, if you eat chips, 3 chips in one day, there is no problem. But if you eat 5 packets in one time or in one day, then it is a problem. Right? So Krishna says regulate the senses. No? He says regulate the senses and overcome it. Last shloka we saw, right? He is not saying the stop the senses.
Yeah.
Regulate the senses. So you can regulate the senses by making the junk food at home. If you want to eat chips, make it at home and eat. Right? So that is one way we can control. So if you want to make, then you have to spend 1 hour in making chips. Then you will say otherwise, okay, I will not eat. That's easier. I don't have 1 hour. So that way it will be controlled.
That also temporary. If we go out, then we have easily available.
No, so but you need control. No? You will have to control. So here what you are saying that we will not control, but it should stop. That will not happen. No?
Maybe like if we can't control, so we can eat little and we can just tell our mind
Senses,
that
if you have that control, that then it's okay. But if you open the packet, can you stop after eating 3 chips? That is the problem. So we better not to
I
open it.
I eat whole packet at a
Yeah,
time.
so then it's not better not to open it.
everyone is same.
So that is the senses work. Na? Drive us away and take away intelligence, take away our mind, and just follow. I want to eat, so the tongue want to taste, so I will eat whole packet.
If we can give some supplement to that urge, like maybe
Everything,
some.
don't expect that the sense object will control you. No, you have to control. So you will not say, okay, no, I will do like this, then it will be controlled. No, you will have to control it. And the one way of the control is to regulate. Make at home and eat.
Maybe quantity slowly we can reduce the quantity.
Yeah, that you have to regulate.
Regulations.
By regulation, you can, or you may regulate only Sundays I will eat.
That's also good.
Like in once a week. Once in a week, I will eat 10 packets of chips. You decide like that, something like that. You regulate something. That's what Krishna says. Regulate the senses by intelligence. Then you will able to control it.
Okay. Understood. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
This sentence like the senses are superior to body as whole. Why it's saying like this? That
I told na that if you lie down, you don't do anything. No use of that body. Once the senses become active, then you are doing something. Any other?
means ultimately it's consciousness. Senses when active means when we are conscious, then
No,
senses are
by
active.
lying down also you are conscious. Lying down you are not unconscious. You are conscious.
Okay.
Any other points? Okay. So thank you very much. Tomorrow we will see more details about the next part, about the mind. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Hare Krishna.